This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight. First this evening, we're learning more tonight about the shooting death of a woman during a Citizens Police Academy in Punta Gorda. The city is releasing the results of an investigation from Florida's Department of Law Enforcement. ABC7's Kate Flexter is joining us now with the details of that report. Kate.
Thanks, Haley. This investigation is based on witness testimony, review of police surveillance video, as well as forensic analysis. It reveals several details as to what exactly happened on that day last August.
It garnered national attention when Punta Gorda police officer Lee Cole shot and killed 73-year-old Mary Knowlton. It happened last August in a role-play scenario during a Citizens Police Academy. At the time, it left Knowlton's family in shock with unanswered questions.
I want to judge. I want to be angry. I want my mom back. Oh, one more day at least.
Just last week, the state attorney's office charged Police Chief Tom Lewis with culpable negligence and Officer Cole with manslaughter. Cole was immediately fired and Lewis remains on administrative leave. But now new details in the investigation conducted by Florida's Department of Law Enforcement and made available to the public by the city of Punta Gorda.
We felt the city, the community, people really deserved to know what happened.
The report details the moments before and following the shooting, describing one of the 4 bullets that ricocheted off the engine hood of the parked car and struck Mrs. Knowlton in the abdomen. That's when the report says she bent over at the waist, spun around, and fell to the ground, striking her head on the pavement. It's exactly as witness Sue Paquin described it.
My brain is saying she's going to get up and okay, maybe she just got hurt, but she'll be okay. You just never think it's going to end that way.
The report goes on to say the gun was personally owned by Officer Cole, adding the ammunition had been stored at the residence of a fellow officer, something the city says the department was well aware of.
Now, we know that it was not a department-issued weapon. We know that the department was aware that Officer Cole had it. All the officers with personal weapons are required to notify the department they have their own weapons.
In conclusion, the report says there's no evidence that Officer Cole intended to use lethal ammunition, attributing the incident to Cole's inability to differentiate between these blank firing cartridges and this .38 caliber ammunition, a mix-up the department is working to prevent in the future by separating the two.
Things have started to change, but you're right. This is a long procedure, and we anticipate that the IA may reveal other things that need to be changed as well.
The Punta Gorda Police Department is still conducting its own internal investigation. Haley?
Thank you, Kate. A Sarasota County man is behind bars after an animal cruelty investigation in Nokomis. Ivan McCollum was arrested last night and charged with animal cruelty. The sheriff's office was alerted to several dogs living on the property earlier this month. Investigators say they found a total of 14 dogs living in confined crates and kennels without food or water. They were covered in urine and feces. A veterinarian says all of the animals were malnourished and several were suffering from internal parasites. McCollum was granted high supervision release at his first appearance today. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office has arrested a man in connection to a bank robbery. It happened today around 3:45 at the SunTrust Bank on 14th Street West. Deputies say James Frankie Fogarty entered the bank and handed a note to the teller demanding money. They say Fogarty took an undisclosed amount of cash from the bank and then fled on foot. There were no injuries in the robbery. Fogarty has been arrested and charged with robbery. New information tonight about a deadly plane crash in Manatee County earlier this month. A report from the National Transportation Safety Board reveals the pilot of the plane held private pilot certificates with ratings for an airplane single and multi-engine land. The pilot received his most recent FAA medical certificate last April, and he reported 800 hours of flight experience at that time. The NTSB reports the wreckage was examined at the accident site and all major components of the plane were accounted for. The plane crashed in Duet on March 4th, killing 2 passengers on board. And now let's head over to Bob with these very chilly temperatures. It's been quite a while since we felt something this cold.
Yeah, really back. You have to go all the way to January 8th to see temperatures that were down in the 30s. They're not quite there yet, but some areas are going to get down into the 30s. I've adjusted the forecast up a little bit, a couple of degrees. due to the fact that dew points really aren't dropping all that much. But a hard freeze warning in effect for North Florida, and then a freeze warning in effect north of the Tampa Bay area. We'll get cold here. There's also a wind chill advisory in effect south of us. There's a little bit of a drainage area there. On top of that, the winds will be a little stronger for those folks down south of us. But we will see wind chills into the mid-30s now, it looks like, by sunrise tomorrow. It's 47. It's cold, and the dew point is at 36. That number's been kind of just hanging right there for the last several hours now. Winds are light out of the north at 5, and the pressure 30.30. That's way up there, and that continues to rise right now. Statewide, we're already down to 35 in Tallahassee. It's 38 in Jacksonville. A little bit warmer in Orlando. 61 still warm in Miami, and temperatures along the coast, upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. So there's no big drop at this point, but we will see temperatures in the 30s east of the interstate. More on that coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. The battle over health care continues. Democrats versus Republicans, and even some Republicans at odds with those in their own party. President Trump and House Speaker Paul Ryan are pushing hard for the GOP plan. But after that CBO report estimated it could leave 24 million people uninsured in a decade, opposition is now mounting. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
A not-so-warm welcome for President Trump as protesters greet him outside his rally in Nashville, angry with the Republicans' new plan to repeal and replace Obamacare. But the president defends the plan.
Got to get the health care done.
Also on Team Repeal and Replace, House Speaker Paul Ryan, the architect of that plan.
We will end this nightmare and put in place reforms that actually improve people's lives.
But even much of his own party's not happy. Conservative members calling it Obamacare light and saying the plan doesn't go far enough in undoing Obamacare. And moderate members worry about that CBO estimate, showing that the new plan would leave 24 million uninsured over the next decade.
Trump care would be a nightmare for the American people, causing tens of millions to lose coverage.
But the White House comes to the defense of that proposed American Health Care Act, arguing the CBO assessment did not factor in other regulatory changes that haven't been fully announced yet. But the example of how much more a senior would pay under the GOP plan is scaring Republicans. A 64-year-old with a $26,000 salary could see a huge spike in their premiums. Estimates from $1,700 a year under Obamacare to nearly $15,000 under the GOP plan, a nearly $13,000 a year increase. And a new government report shows that even as Republicans are trying to dismantle Obamacare, more than 12 million people have signed up for the coverage this year. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
A federal judge in Hawaii has blocked President Trump's new travel ban from going into effect. This ruling, which applies nationwide, means travelers from 6 Muslim-majority countries and refugees will be able to travel to the U.S. The judge sided with Hawaii's Attorney General, who argued that parts of the ban go against the Constitution and the laws of the country, and that the ban would hurt his state economically. The new travel ban was set to go into effect at 12:01 a.m. Thursday morning. Florida may cut food stamps for more than 200,000 residents. That's under a measure now moving ahead in the legislature. Republicans backing the move say the economy is improving and it's time to change eligibility requirements to the way it was prior to the Great Recession. The bill has made it through 2 House committees, although a companion bill has yet to be considered by the Florida Senate. Food stamps are paid by the federal government, but legislators do have some control over eligibility. The Federal Reserve raised its short-term interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point today. That brings the current overnight rate to a range between 0.75% and 1%. It's only the 3rd time the Fed has raised rates since lowering them to 0 in 2008. And there is likely more to come. Fed officials say there could be 2 more rate hikes in 2017. Central Bank Chair Janet Yellen says this is good news for the economy.
Overall, we continue to expect that the economy will expand at a moderate pace over the next few years.
The U.S. has added jobs for 77 consecutive months, and the economy has been expanding steadily for more than 7 years. Wall Street reacted positively to this news. The Dow closed up 120 points on the day. And still ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, indictments for 2 Russian intelligence officers accused in the massive Yahoo hack, and concerns over what some say is a connection between cancer cases and the Bayshore High School campus. The school board is now taking another look.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Hurry in to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings on some of America's best vehicles. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can buy one for just $24,999 or save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab during Ram Truck Month. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
Hard to believe spring is around the corner, and now we're feeling actually like it's winter.
Right.
Finally.
At least we get a couple of days, you know, I mean, because it was warm there a few weeks ago. It was 85 degrees, 87 degrees at times, and now we're going to be chilling out just for a couple of days. That's it. And then we'll start to warm up and looking really good weather-wise for the Sarasota County Fair, which begins Friday.
Right.
Weather should be warm enough by then for the children to enjoy it and all the folks as well around town. This is a great photo. Look at this. Right before it says family of sandhill cranes there, just above it, there's 2 little sandhill cranes, and they are kind of just walking through the parking lot of the Sarasota Square Mall. Having a good time. Karen Hastings sending that one in, maybe doing some shopping for the little ones, who knows. And here's another nice sunset from Palmetto. We had no clouds around, so you don't get those brilliant colors sometimes when you normally see some clouds around. Dennis sending that one in. And that was a webcam showing the seas were high today, and small craft advisories were in effect throughout much of the day, and then those have since expired, and we are looking at less wind tomorrow. The weather headlines: big chill tonight, sunny but cool again on Thursday. Temperatures will only warm into the low to mid 60s for the most part, and then a warming trend just in time for the weekend. We'll have highs back into the mid 70s by Saturday and Sunday. Well, this northerly flow continues across the air. That's bringing that cold air in. We do have the subtropical jet stream and that frontal system well down to our south. Not a lot of clouds around. That's a result of a large dome of high pressure, which is building in from the north. And the wind forecast is calling for winds to be out of the north and northeast. That'll start to cool us a little bit right before sunrise. So we are anticipating temperatures to be into the 30s in places like Arcadia as well as Wauchula. Northport, you'll get into the 30s there. Sarasota, it's unlikely now, probably right around 40 degrees. Sarasota right now, 47. Bradenton, 51. 52 in Venice. and we have clear skies at all 3 stations. The high today was only 58 degrees, and with that wind out of the north, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour today, it made it feel a lot colder out there. 76 the average high, and temperatures currently now 47 degrees in Palmyra, 51 at Rosedale, Waterloo 50 degrees, Braden at 52, Siesta Key at 48, Osprey at 50, and temperature 52 in Plantation. Northport, you're at 51 degrees, same in Port Charlotte. So lows tonight look like this, low 40s into Placida, Rotunda, 37, Port Charlotte, Northport, you'll be right around 36 degrees. Lakewood Ranch close to the same, and then 40 for Sarasota and 41 in Braden, temperatures into the mid-40s at Anna Maria. But with that wind, just a little bit, 5 miles an hour, it will make it feel a little bit colder out there to start the day on Thursday. We'll warm up into the low 60s under plenty of sunshine. 1 or 2 clouds may filter in the afternoon, but that would be about it. You'll notice from the RPM Futurecast, no clouds to show you. But these clouds here will eventually start to turn more toward the west, and that's a result of the high pressure kicking out off toward the Carolina coast, and that will bring us that easterly component, and that means we'll start to see a little bit more temperatures warming up a little bit more on Friday and Saturday. Right now, it's not too terribly cold, but temperatures into the 20s and 30s in the Ohio Valley, stretching up into the Great Lakes right now. You factor in the wind, it feels like 18 in Detroit, 9 in Toronto, 20 in Cleveland, Boston, balmy 7 degrees. Really warm out west, 86 in Phoenix right now, and looks as though that warm weather will continue out there. For us, dry air in place now across much of the Gulf of Mexico, and that dry air will mean limited shower activity across the entire Gulf and the southeast for that matter as we move through time. For boaters, winds a bit brisk in the morning out in the waters anyway at 15 knots, and then they'll subside to 10 knots in the afternoon. Seas running 2 to 4 feet and a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now cooling down to 68 degrees, and we'll see a high rate around 63 for the area beaches. Tides tonight, 334 for a high tide. Low tide will be at 940. Sunrise at 739. Wind chill now in the low 30s inland areas, mid 30s closer to the coast. Chilly tomorrow, then mostly sunny, high of 65. Still cool. And the extended forecast will get back to close to seasonal averages on Friday afternoon, but it will be a chilly start on St. Patrick's Day. Lows in the low to mid 40s. By Saturday and Sunday, quite nice, and spring arrives with a high of 77. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. The Justice Department says 2 Russian intelligence officers have been indicted along with 2 other people in what it calls one of the largest data breaches in history. The cyber attack on Yahoo compromised at least 500 million accounts. The FBI says it was directed by a Russian officer using criminal cyber mercenaries. Jessica Schneider has the details.
The FBI says these 2 men are Russian spies, and tonight they're wanted for pulling off one of the largest cyber thefts in U.S. history, accused of stealing personal and financial information from more than 500 million Yahoo users. The Russian intelligence officers Dmitry Dokachayev and Igor Sushkin were indicted today for a breach the U.S. government says stretched over 2 years in both the U.S. and Russia.
The Department of Justice is continuing to send a powerful message that we will not allow individuals, groups, nation states, or a combination of them to compromise the privacy of our citizens.
The FBI says some of the hacked Yahoo accounts belong to U.S. government officials as well as to employees of a U.S. airline. Yahoo, which has more than 1 billion users worldwide, cooperated with the investigation and in a statement today praised the FBI and pointed to Russian involvement, writing, "The indictment unequivocally shows the attacks on Yahoo were state-sponsored. The scheme, allegedly directed and paid for by the 2 Russian spies, was allegedly carried out by 2 criminal hackers, including this man, Karim Baratov. Baratov was arrested Tuesday morning in Canada. His Facebook and Instagram feed show a passion for partying, fast cars, and a love of computers. This picture of one of his tattoos is written in binary code. Last month, he posted he was suspended from school 4 years ago, and he cashed in saying, "I was well off in high school to be able to afford driving a BMW 7 Series and pay off a mortgage on my first house." The other man allegedly hired by the Russian spies, Alexei Bilan, has evaded law enforcement around the world since 2012. Bilan is listed as one of the FBI's most wanted hackers. He's been indicted twice in the U.S. for computer fraud and is the subject of an outstanding Interpol Red Notice. Still, U.S. investigators say he somehow made it back to Russia in 2013 despite being arrested by police in Europe.
The FSB knew this. There was red notices up on him, and they've known that he's been in their country, yet they still allowed him to operate unfettered there.
Tonight, in a strange twist, one of the alleged masterminds of the hacking, FSB officer Dokuchayev, is in custody in Russia, according to a defense lawyer. He's charged with treason, allegedly for working on behalf of the United States.
Here at home, the Manatee County School Board is agreeing to work with the County Commission in hopes of finding out what is causing a high number of cancer cases among Bayshore High alumni. The school board agreed to this collaboration at a meeting yesterday. Several former students from the 70s, 80s, and 90s believe diesel fuel tanks buried on Bayshore School property may be responsible for contamination of the groundwater and soil, and possibly for causing several cases of cancer and autoimmune diseases. The Manatee County School District has tested the ground soil in the past and found no contaminants, but the alumni believe newer technology will reveal different results. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Wait until you see this.
We actually beat up Justin Trudeau.
You beat him up?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
I won cash for life from the Florida Lottery! So I get $1,000 a day every day for the rest of my life. Day 1, bought a pony, we're best buds. Day 7, this is crazy! Another day, another grand. This one's on me. Then Mom said, better save some. And another grand, share the love. I don't even play this thing, but I got a bunch. And another grand, and another grand, another grand, another grand. Let's do it again tomorrow.
With a prize of $1,000 a day for life, the new Cash for Life draw game is your ticket to a grand day every day.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Car experts and customers agree there's a whole lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru had the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Now, sports.
2 Suncoast spring training teams going head-to-head this afternoon. Sarasota's resident Orioles taking on Bradenton's resident Pirates at Lecom Park. The Orioles take an early lead with 1 run in the first inning, but the Pirates come back, and they come back fast with 5 runs in the 5th inning. Final score 6-5 Pirates. The Tampa Bay Rays at home tonight to take on the Boston Red Sox in Port Charlotte. The Red Sox are the first to get on the board in the third inning. The Rays fire back in the sixth with 3 runs. The game ends in a tie in 9 innings, 3-3. After today's game, Kevin Cash spoke out about Kevin Kiermaier's 6-year, $50 million extension announced yesterday.
We know the impact that he has defensively. We know the impact that he'll continue to make progress on offensively, and he's a guy that has evolved as a leader here.
The Rays are off tomorrow, but the team will be back in Port Charlotte Friday to take on the Minnesota Twins. The calendar says it all. It is March Madness time, and as he has in previous years, former President Obama has filled out his bracket. His final 4 picks: Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, and Arizona, with Duke and North Carolina in the championship game. His pick to cut down the nets: the North Carolina Tar Heels. And by the way, President Trump is not filling out a bracket, but many of us are, and we are up against the clock to get it filled out and ready. I'm nervous. I've been trying to do some research, but I think it's always just a guess anyways. So that's a look at sports. We'll have our lotto numbers right after this.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
In town? On the town, The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Maine. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small.
I mean, really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
So So tomorrow is the least productive day in like work.
I know. I was just thinking that too.
year,
Everyone's
right?
doing the
Brackets.
brackets, 64 teams, and March Madness is taking place.
Yeah.
You know, they were talking about former President Obama picking Kansas into the Final Four. I like that, but he didn't pick them to win it all.
I know,
North
that's
Carolina.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's Bob's team.
Kansas,
so.
I picked it like 3 brackets.
Yeah. Go Jayhawks. And go Cats.
Yeah,
They're
Cats
playing
too.
tomorrow. Yeah. See you then.